All right, more fun happening. We got some more rational functions to graph. All right, first thing we got to do is find our intercepts. The first thing I'm going to do is plug in 0. If I plug in 0, that's going to give me my y-intercepts. Oops, I forgot to write that. Don't want you guys to get all lost and stuff. Minus 0, minus 2. We get 0 divided by negative 2. Hey, what's that? That's 0. Ooh, snappity wackety dackety. All right, now to find our x-intercepts, what we're going to do is we're going to set the whole thing equal to 0. So I'm going to get 0 right here equals x over x squared minus x minus 2. We know the denominator is going to cancel out because if we multiply both sides by the denominator, this side is just going to kill it, and this one's going to get executed there. So we just have x equals 0. Hey, look at that. There's our intercept, and we got y equals 0 over here. It's our other intercept. It makes sense. If we have a y-intercept of 0, we're going to have an x-intercept of 0. That just makes sense. And then we have our asymptotes. Let's find our asymptotes. So for our asymptotes, the first thing we're going to look for is our vertical asymptote. All right, VA for vertical asymptote. And I'm going to find my vertical asymptote, I have to set the denominator, which is x squared minus x minus 2 equal to 0. And when I do that, since we have a power here, we're going to have to factor and solve this. You guys can probably use the quadratic formula as well, but the factoring looks easier to me, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use my math tools appropriately, and then I get x equals 2 and negative 1. So we have 2 vertical asymptotes. Let's check out our horizontal asymptotes. Those guys aren't that bad. What's the degree on the top? It's 1. What's the degree on the bottom? 2. All right, so the degree on top is smaller than the degree on the bottom. That means we get our favorite horizontal asymptote, which is y equals 0. All right, let's graph all this stuff before we go on. Oh, man, I'm running out of space right here. All right, we got a point at 0, 0. You know, that's our y-intercept and our x-intercept. And then we have 2 vertical asymptotes. We have one at 2, and let's draw that guy. Doot, 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 doot. And then we have a negative 1. Doot, 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 doot. And then we have our horizontal asymptote right at 0, so that's on our x-axis. Now, where's everything going to go? Now, I see I got a point. There's a point. A point exists on the horizontal asymptote. What? Yeah, I thought lines never went through asymptotes. They don't go through vertical asymptotes, but they can go through horizontal asymptotes. Don't ask questions and don't get weird here. Okay, so now I have a point right there, but I don't know what's happening. Like, is my line going to go like this? Is my line going to go like this? Is my line going to go like this? I don't know. We're going to have to pick some points and find out. So let's first start out with picking a point over here. We definitely need extra points on this bad man Majama. All right, so this is our extra points thing. I should just call this table, whatever, this step table. All right, so let's pick a x value before the negative 1. Let's go negative 2. If I plug in negative 2, what do I get? Oh, man, I need some space. Now, you could probably do this in your head, but make sure you never do that on an exam, please. So if I plug in negative 2, I get negative 2 on top, negative 2 to the second power minus negative 2, minus 2. Oh, wow. Lots of negatives. Yeah, I definitely want to try to do this in my head. Negative 2 over, that would be a 4. This would be a positive 2. No more negatives. Peace out. Oh, these cancel out. So I have 4 on the bottom. This equals negative 1 over 2. So we get negative 1/2. All right, does that tell us where our curve is over here? If we were at negative 2 for our x value, it looks like we're below the x-axis. And so I'm going to put a 1 right here so I can say right here is negative 1/2. We're bam. All right, we got a curve right there. We don't need any more points over there. That's good. Let's look over here after this 2. So if I go after this 2, I can plug in a 3. Let's plug in a 3 and see what we get. If I plug in a 3, I get a 3 up top, and then I go 3 squared minus 3 minus 2. So that's going to be 9 minus 5, and we get a 4. So we get 3 over 4, and notice it's positive. It's a positive 3 over 4, which means we're going to go above the current horizontal asymptote. So I'm going to put a 1 right here. Let's put a 3 over 4 right there, and then that means we're going to have a curve like that, like so. Man, we're running out of space over here. I couldn't go any farther. What is this part going to look like? Most likely, we're going to look like this, because this is just normally, I don't know, this is normally what's going to happen, because this guy's down here. That means we'll be up above the horizontal asymptote, and then below the horizontal asymptote because this guy's up right there. So, but let's find out. Before I draw a line, let's pick some points. Let's pick number 1, and we're going to have to pick -1/2. Oh, boo. Everybody say boo, because nobody likes fractions. They have no friends. Oh, you're just a fraction. Stop making... No, I have friends. No, nobody likes you. Okay, -1/2. Let's do that one. Let's get that one over with. -1/2. We're going to square this dude. Oh, man, this is disgusting. Then we're going to subtract -1/2. Ew, doesn't get better. -2. So this is going to be +1/4. We're going to add 1/2 and then subtract 2. Oh, man, that's nasty, nasty. And so we have a 1/2 on top, -1/2. And on the bottom, oh, man, I don't even think I'm going to do this right now because I'm that lazy. We could just say, hey, this is definitely going to be a negative number, and say a negative divided by a negative is going to be a positive. Therefore, I don't need to plug in the -1/2. I know that the point is going to be above the horizontal asymptote. So I'm going to put a point up here. So most likely we're going to go like that. All right, but I'm going to go ahead and finish it because I know some of you guys are like, oh, just finish it. All right, we got a 4 here. This would be a 2, so that would be a 3/4 -2. 3/4 is definitely like a 1 or less than a 1. So if I subtract 2 from that, that would be -1 1/4. Oh, man. We have a negative divided by negative. Yes, that is a positive. Please don't make me do any more. I don't need to find the exact number. So that side's done. Let's plug in the 1 and see what happens. Oh, so glad I have all this extra space up here. I love writing stuff. Okay, we have 1 squared -1 plus, no, -2. So this is going to be a 1 -1 -2. So what is that? -3 on the bottom. We have 1 -3. So we get 1 over -2. Hey, that's negative. Look, my prediction was correct. When we plug in a 1, we get a -1/2. So that means we'd be down here. And so right here, right there. And so I'm going to continue on with the show here. And boom, that's my graph. Look at that dude.